Lil Durk was using KingVon. He only signed KingVon to OTF because of his past.
Welcome to my trap house. They close that door. Matter of fact, leave it open. What's happening anyway? Welcome to my trap house. Trap house.
Family, what's the word? We are back. This is interesting. I am so glad that the uncle came out and said what he said. And I think that really answered a lot of questions for fans or just people interested in the mystery or the simple allure around this story. But this vlogger from UK, she speaks on how Durk used Von because of a certain credibility, a certain image. And that's very true. But that's also the thing inside the industry. You want people with that allure, that image, that bravado, that certain it thing. And I mean, what other way to solidify your own street credibility if you are with this dude? But let's get to it.
Kitchen stay clean.
Lil Durk was using KingVon. He only signed KingVon to OTF because of his past. People don't really rate Lil Durk. How much flop albums does he have? Durk ain't in the streets like that. That's why he had to sign someone and try to sell their past to the public because everything was genuine and everything was real. Durk never really been arrested like that. He has that one case, and it's that case with Von. He's not in the street like that.
Now I had to stop it real quick because I feel her on that. Certain people you can look at and Durk just doesn't look like he's really with it, if you catch my drift. Now, living in Chicago, period, you have to have a certain awareness and things like that, and your friends might be that. But I could see Durk being the talent and people trying to keep him away. Now, the people around him, hell yeah, I could see them for sure. But there's really not too much talk about Durk, even if it was in interviews or anything like that.
He's not a shooter, he's not a hitter. Like, he basically goes on a witch hunt and searches for people that he can try and build his brand around. And that's exactly what he did to Von. Von and Durk was not really friends like that. Von was a business opportunity. Von used to always say, like, I ain't no rapper, I ain't no rapper. And Durk signing him, basically telling him what to do, telling him what to say, probably what to put out there and how to write bars. Von said it himself. Durk used to show me how to write bars.
Now, I do want to say this. That's the same thing with Thug and Lil Baby. Thug used to pay Baby not to hit the streets, hustle and hit licks, and just to come to the studio. Like, that's a real thing. And Gunna taught Baby how to construct his music, make it rhythmic, and hit certain tones and pitches and things like that. That's why Baby's music's not the same anymore. He doesn't have that Gunna influence directly. But, yeah, let's just pay attention.
Durk is the mastermind behind all of this. Think back, right? The interview that his manager did with DJ Academic.
I call it ignorance at its best. That's what it was. Because one, for you to be a superstar, taking care of your family should be the main priority. And that goes for any artist, not just for Von. Any artist out there.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that interview. He said that he called Von, something to do with Von, ignorance at its finest. How do you even say those two things in the same sentence? Oh, you was a superstar, this, that. I call it ignorance at its finest. I'm gonna have to go back and check that out, but that didn't sit right with me. And people like to comment on me doing these videos like, I don't even listen to Von. I really don't. I never have. My cousin put me on a Von, like, and I just never got into it. But this whole shit just doesn't sit right with me. And we're back at it.
There, that Lil Durk gave the approval to the manager to do that interview with DJ Academics, and nothing else was said. I'm going to forever use Von's name to build his brand and his business and everything, OTF, the label, all of it. And this is what it was all about. Wealth. The manager made it very clear in the DJ Academics interview. Lil Durk doesn't receive any money for Von's music. Why was that needed to be said? He was using KingVon from the start. Him signing him to the label and everything was based on KingVon's past. Von's sound was created by Lil Durk, OTF, 100K Entertainment, whoever creates and produce it, right? Lil Durk didn't need Von for anything else apart from his past. The video, All These. That video, when you listen to KingVon and Durk on the track, like you can't tell which is which. That alone should tell you that the sound itself was created probably by Durk, because Durk was telling Von what to do. So that means Durk didn't need Von for the sound, like he needed him for his past life that he was going to become successful off.
I gotta disagree right there as far as that part goes with the music thing. I really feel like that was Von's sound established by him, because we got to really think about it. Von wasn't a rapper, and when you listen to his music, like just got some top from a stripper, she from Kankakee, like the delivery was on point, but it was a really simplistic type style, if you catch my drift. And it was nothing that Durk had ever done before with his own sound. Now, after the passing of Von, that's when we heard Durk inherit that energy and sound that was really reminiscent of Von. And that didn't sit right with me. But it's part of the game. Like, I can see Durk being an influence on Von, not even dressing for real, because they, like, I don't know. The money changed a lot of things, but Durk was a crutch. That's something you can't deny.
The case. He was going to pin that on Von, but because, Von made such a big impact, he had to take him out. Because in reality, he had to stay true to the code, the street code. So he couldn't really, pin it on him like he was going to do originally. Tried to make it look like the police did it, and then in the interview with DJ Academics, the manager said there is video, the video is gonna come out. It's all planned and plotted by Lil Durk.
All right, I want to end this video right now, but I do want to end it by saying that everything is alleged. Everything is alleged. Pure speculation, observations, hypothesis, or is it hypotheses? Anyway, y'all get what I'm saying. Hit the like button. Definitely let me know your thoughts. Like, who do you think is responsible? Was it just like some natural thing, or was it planned?